Okay, hello everyone out there in amazing YouTube space and internet land. And that's me again, that's my creepy face again. Creepy because I'm kind of very extremely, I feel tired as nothing. I am telling you, that's kind of very harsh. I feel exhausted, kind of exhausted mentally, exhausted physically, because I had to solve a lot of issues today, issues of mine, I should say, and I solved them partly, not completely, but I'm on my way. And the key point about my today's activity was solving so-called like crucial issues of my life, and I had to solve a lot like concerning any spheres and almost any spheres of my life, how to work, how to live, how to do my like physical mental activities, and how to arrange all those things like to be existing and going in parallels and existing to be existing simultaneously, you know what I'm saying? And as always today, this nice evening, I traded my listening activities to my speaking activities because I'm kind of feeling kind of nervous that I don't speak a lot, that I kind of about to skip my current speaking activities. I'm about to trick myself in a way, and that's when I got myself, and that's why then I decide to do my speaking instead of my listening practice, instead of my any one other practices that might exist in my life as for my English learning thing. And I'm about to rather speak than do something else related to my English. And guys, yesterday I had a pretty harsh and deep listening practice. I mean, by harsh I mean too deep, and I even noticed the moment when I completely like was possessed completely by that thing, and I felt kind of that I dissolved there completely, and I didn't translate at all. I just fell in that floor, and I dissolved myself there. Every word that I heard dissolved in my backbone, and go, and those words went even further to my limbs, to my veins, to my blood, I should say, and dissolved there after that. And that's when I felt the pleasure of pure English spelled on my ears very yesterday. And I'm telling you, that was pretty amazing. I've never felt something like that before. Excuse me for stumbling here again. I'm doing my unprepared ramblings as always. And despite the late time, what time we have now? We have about 8 minutes to 11 p.m. I should say. Oh my god. Oh shoot, how it happens to me. Guys, what happened today was I met two friends of mine. The first friend was that from my childhood. His name Agent 007. He serves at a royal court now. I'm kidding, I'm messing up again. I'm kind of messing around, I should say, not messing up. And messing up too, I'm messing up too right now. And I feel kind of bemused because kind of I feel kind of hunched, like I'm diving into my English without any preparation. I got more stupid and more stupid every single day I learn my English, because I dive there without any preparation, without any script. If I had my script in my head, any I should say pre-mapped things in my head, it would follow in slightly more not rambling related way as I am doing right now. It would reveal itself like related more or less to some useful subject, not the way that I'm telling you this rubbish right now. And as I've always been a guy who might do his, or I should say my activities pretty spontaneously, in impromptu way, then I adore them that happen. And when I speak without any any script as I had, as I told you, and that's fine, that's the pure English of mine. And I know I do a lot of mistakes. I'm not even I'm not even using all grammar forms completely correctly at the current moment, but I'm on it right now. I'm drilling my pronunciation, my speaking abilities, and just to better this moment, just in front of you now. Just try yourself. If you can do the same, that's terrific. That means we're on the same, they're on the same working piece, I should say, as for our English learning thing, and that means we're on the same page right now with you. Correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm mistaken here. I don't think that I'm mistaken here, cause I've done a lot as for my English, and some even asked me, Alex, how could you speak like that? And I preserve those like words to some more maybe more significant event in my life that when I dissolve myself completely into fluent English. Excuse me for stumbling here. I will disclose all my secret, and in order not to be just in order for someone not to have a bad eye on me, and I wouldn't tell all the truth. All I have to say is that you should practice more and listen to any pieces of advices less. You should practice more again and listen to someone's pieces of advices less, and listen less, do more, contribute into your English learning theme more, and listen less speech, learn less. I just say that you should practice 80% of your time and only just listen or learn something, not more than 20% of your time when you learn in English, you know what I'm saying? And guys, today I visited actually my fellow Americans, my friends. They are not actually so deep friends of mine, but you know, English language has the same definition for all those friends, close friends, like not so close friends, they're not so close friends yet. I mean, by the present moment, who knows, maybe they'll be my native closest friends, Native American closest friends, you know what I'm saying? And who knows how it goes and if it happens. And still, you mean, I know what I'm telling, that you might also relate to what I'm telling you right now, because you might already been in the same boat when you're like trying to make friends with some native English speaking people, I should say. Excuse me for stumbling here again. And you might be there before me even, and even simultaneously with me. We may follow the parallel directions, as I said previously. And guys, that's all for good. All that happens, all for good, like we say in our native language, I should say. All that happens to you happens for certain reason, and all these things happen to you. They all happened to good, for good, I should say. And what I've done, what I did do today was kind of visit my American friends. I dropped into their place, and they were doing some rubbish-related things as always. They call that English learning practice, but it's not. It's only in the slightest way it resembles like English speaking in English learning practice, but it's not so deep enough to call it like completely English learning theme. You know what I'm saying? In all the meaning, in all the deep meaning, I mean. And nevertheless, they had that activity, and I dropped there, and I was eardropping, and I was trying to listen into their Native American voices and what was cooking around, and I was in the picture of the activity for at least, like, I don't know, maybe it was like 15 minutes happening to me, and I was short of time this day, excuse me, and all the day I was busy, and I solved a lot. I solved a lot of stuff, I mean mentally, and I let it go, a lot of stuff of mine, and I decided a lot in my head, and I kind of was whirling around the same things, and I was pondering about what to do and what to do further in my life, you know what I'm saying? And I've made all the decisions for the most part, and tomorrow afternoon, I should say, I'm about to accomplish all those, solved thoughts, all those solved issues, and I should materialize and realize them and implement them, I should say, and put them in life, in other words, saying in other words. And forgive me for my poor English, bear with my English, as I told, as I begged you, as I requested you to bear with my poor English and my bad vocabulary and so on and so far, you know what I'm saying. And what I was about, I lost my train of thought. I dropped into their place and they were playing a game, kind of. One guy came around all the audience in circle and asked them to conceal their one word and and after that he put that word onto a blackboard, and there were how many? Let's muse what was the amount of those words. There were around like 10 words put on the blackboard, and after he wrote down all those nice words, all these nice people were about to figure out some fake and stupid story using those vocabulary words that he put down on the blackboard. And they actually did more or less efficiently, but they did, and they were sounding pretty good in terms of their English as a second language. They all were learning, guys and girls, they all were learning their English, and they were good at that. They felt pretty just free, without nothing held them back. They were just at ease, you know what I'm saying, more or less. I mean, depending on the level of their knowing of the level of their Englishes, of the level of knowing their English language. And they sounded pretty good as for my ears, and I'm not a native speaker, not at all. I'm only learning, and there everything fell in a place in that activity, and I was satisfied that I visited those nice people, and I'll be with them again as soon as I can. That's been kind of a recap of what happened today to me. Excuse me for stumbling here, excuse me for stumbling again and doing all those grammar and vocabulary mistakes without having warmed up my tongue. And that's been my kind of impromptu, as always, thing for you guys and girls. And keep practicing, keep doing your adorable English, and everything's gonna be fine with that. I promise. I've been there. I promise it definitely will. That's it for tonight. That's been a pleasure to feel you all, and see you all as always in a little while. Keep in touch. See you. Bye.